Hello, everybody. This is Gauthier Raad, and I have the pleasure and the honor tonight to interview Renoly Santiago, the actor, the famous actor of many of your favorite movies. Renoly, how are you today?
So good. Thank you. Thank you for
Good.
having me.
Thank you for coming all the way from New York City to Phoenix, Arizona.
It's my pleasure. I am so happy to be here. I've come to Arizona a couple of times in the last year, and it's always just so nice.
Oh, you miss the sun? Do you miss the sun in New York City?
Yes. Like right now we are very cold.
Yeah.
So it's a really good break from, it's like I think 30 something degrees over there now. So.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready for my questions?
Yes.
I'm not going to go through the regular questions that you typically get asked. I'm just going to start with one of my favorite questions, and that's something that I would like to know. What's the biggest lesson you've learned so far being at a young age in the media?
Well, I guess that just to stay grounded and stay, humble, and that, just it reminds you, at least for myself personally, like what to keep important, what to, cherish in life. And then there is a little bit of a complication to it. Sometimes you don't have the anonymity that other people have. And you have to make life choices.
Is it worth losing the anonymity?
Yes, but it is a price. There is a certain, you lose your bit of your privacy.
Right.
You're again just being able to blend in. You always have to consider yourself in wherever you are. So it's definitely adds something into your life.
Is there any ritual that you follow that you do before going out to events, before going out into the public?
Well, I have always been, they say God gives you what is meant to be or how you are. I personally have always can drive people crazy who live in a square or a very rigid lifestyle. I'm very free-flowing. I'm very in the moment. I just had 2 dogs that unfortunately passed away, but I have a puppy and I live with a cat, and I feel like I'm part of that kind of mentality where I like to stay in the moment. So I don't feel so caught up with things.
Okay. My second question is how being an actor shaped your personality, shaped maybe your physical health, your mental health. How did it shape you back then, and how it's shaped you now today?
At this point, because I am a full grown adult, it has informed every aspect of my life, my health, my choices, the way I live. It really has inspired actually some great habits because I eat very healthily. I would like to think that maybe I would do that as much if I wasn't an actor. But I only know honestly why I also am aware. It's a lot of it has to do with just, and really it's not about looks. I think that comes second. Like for me, I think I've found my discipline for health reasons. I always try to preserve my well-being because I just don't like to feel sick. I don't like to, so I've always liked preventing, live that way, eat that way. And then when it helps your body and how your preservation, it's also just like a beautiful thing. So it definitely helps that acting has helped me, take that seriously.
Okay. Renoly, how much did you, or in any play or movie today, how much do you put from yourself out there in the film, and how much you keep to yourself?
That's a good question because, to be honest, I give more than I can to my art form because it is such a profound love. I don't know where. I think it comes back to love. And I learned how to love at a very young age as a child because I grew up in Puerto Rico on a farm with very loving caregiver in the farm that looked like Don Quixote. He was like my best friend. You know, when you're a child, you don't know these. And yeah, he would get a chick. Like if I wanted to play with a chick with her, you know, and a chicken, he would grab the chick. And I remember one time the chicken cut his nose up, and it was like 3 years old.
Yeah.
And he gives me the chick, and his nose is bleeding. And it was like one of those things that I learned about love. Like he didn't care.
Unconditional.
Exactly. And I've heard, you know, getting bitten by a chicken is like a scissor, you know. So those things gave me the seeds for my art. And so it's like a fountain of just giving and giving and giving. And that's why sometimes it can hurt. And, you know, I'm not the only artist.
Especially in media when you're, you know, giving everything out to everybody.
Yeah. And also when you're giving it in auditioning, that's one of the hardest things I think all actors can relate to, is when you don't get a role and you have given it everything that the role, you know, to live it and give it, and then it's not yours, and then you kind of think, wow, I would have done so much with that. But so you have to get used to that kind of part of it as well.
Yeah. Renoly, are you giving unconditional love right now to somebody?
Yes, like my friends and family and my pets.
Okay. Where's your like stop sign for unconditional love?
Well, respect, I think is a big thing, because that's what's going on in the world now, and you know, especially like with those kinds of things in love, and it's about being with someone that loves you and respects you unconditionally, and also that just doesn't, the boundaries for me are, you know, those kinds of negative things like not being consistent. There's a lot of people that are not deep, you know, with the truth in this world. So I think those where, you know, I'm like, I don't know, with friendship and with close, you know, intimate things, and in business as well, you know.
My question now, I'm gonna switch back to films. What is a genre and niche that you haven't scratched yet that you would like to, you know, play in? Or maybe write or produce, or
I'm now, it's funny, I'm venturing into now, which is thriller horror. I have not done a film of that genre, although I have done scary dramatic elements in film and thriller action. But just doing something that is psychological and thriller straight across.
I love psychological thrillers. That's my favorite genre.
I think it's fun and great. So I do have some things that I'm working on in that realm. Excited.
That's cool. As an actor, producer, director?
Well, in all of those hats, actually, because since these are projects that I'm creating or collaborating on, the main one that I'm got going now, I am the director and will probably be a producer, and I'm the writer. And then the other one that is my own feature film is I'm also the writer and director and the star. So
that's cool, like independent project.
Yeah.
One last question, because I don't want to take all of your energy, and then, you know, we still have 3 days together. If you're mentoring young actors, just like you started, what's the most important things you would tell them? Out of your experience, of course.
Yeah. Well, to love yourself and always tell yourself it's okay. Because you have to, that's the first thing, because you are going to go through rejections, and you have to also, the sad, hard part of this business is you have to compete with people. And when, you know, I was very young and starting out, I went through, and we all still go through some form of imposter syndrome.
Oh yeah, of course.
Where you don't feel like you should be there, and why are you there? What makes you? You know, so I think to push beyond that, if you're dreaming about it and you want to do it, you should go for it and do it. And you make your dreams, go after your dreams. But also the next part is learn about what you're doing, and also get respect for it. There's a book called Respect for Acting by Uta Hagen.
Okay.
And that's one of the first books a lot of actors read and people read. And the title says it all, Respect for Acting. So to have respect for your craft and go for it.
Cool. See, until now, you haven't cried yet.
No, I told them, don't make me cry in the interview.
Okay.
You're going to try to make me cry?
No, I did not. Renoli, it was a pleasure chatting with you. I will, I'll ask you more questions, but not in front of this camera, maybe in front of other cameras. We're so happy to have you here with us. And then, I hope we will cross path in the future, maybe on a project. That would be, amazing. Cool. And any last word, to the people watching you on YouTube?
Just that I love being here, and I'm sending you all good vibes, and just go for what you want to do in life.
Thank you.